with the people, man. You know what I'm talking about? It's your partner, man. Who? It's your partner, man. What's good with the people? How y'all doing on this tarnished time Thursday? You say tarnished time Thursday? What you talking about, baby? Cuz we gonna get into it. You know what I'm talking about? But before we do that, what's good, people? Like hee hee ha ha. You know what I'm talking about? Ken in the pen, man. All my folks. All my folks incarcerated, all my folks who ain't, everybody on the bottom of that thing, everybody on top of that thing, man. Keep that head up. Keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it, man. Did I say Ken in the pen, man? I don't know, but if I didn't, go get that stick up in storage now. You go get you some more 76 MacArthur Giants. Look, that's what I'm talking about. 82nd Hillside Barbershop. You know what I'm talking about? They say somebody putting them in their stores in the hundreds. Thank you, young man. Now you know him. I'm talking about because I tell you every morning, but just in case you don't listen to me or you don't mess with me, you come get them from me, man. You know what I'm talking about? You come get them things from me. Sprinkler system on you. You know what I'm talking about? Sprinkler system on you. You know what I'm talking about, man? Also in stores, Funky Died trying. Make sure you go get you one, you know what I'm talking about. But if all else fails, and I mean if all else fails, man. All else fails, man. You go get you some of them things off Amazon. Make sure you copy you a hardback. You know what I'm talking about. Uh-oh, swing that finger, young man. Here we go. You know what I'm talking about. Worldwide INC, man. You know what I'm talking about. Worldwide Incorporated, man. Worldwide. You know what I'm talking about. They gonna say, bro, what does that mean? I'm gonna say, hey. You know what I'm talking about. It means everybody. You said, well, I'm gonna say, hey. Everybody included, bro. And Dugu, Mike, Lil Rue. Not Lil Rue. Lil Rue. You know what I'm talking about. Tata the player comes next. Cutthroat, all the fellas, man. You know what I'm talking about. Keep the thing up, man. You know what I'm talking about? Keep pushing, man. We're going to get through it to get to it, man. Now let's get through these disclaimers. But before we do that, I ain't even got my thing. But my mama say, brush your whiskers when you on TV, boy. You know what I'm talking about? And Coffee Chronicles is big gulp time. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Things like that there. Now, good brother like me, man, I don't promote no drug usage. Good brother like me, I don't promote no drug sellers. Good brother like me, you know what I'm talking about? I don't promote no alcohol consumption. Don't take a sip of the sippage, man. You know what I'm talking about? Good brother like myself, man, I don't promote no crime. You know what I'm talking about? Good brother like myself, man, I don't promote no violence. I don't promote no domestic violence. Keep your hands off them people. People, you know what I'm talking about? He don't talking about don't. He don't talking about promote. He don't talking about no negativity. He don't talking about no, man. Me, man, I don't promote shit. They was talking to me, man. I don't promote shit. You know what I'm talking about? Me, all I promote is y'all. Go ahead, do what you're gonna do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you find the right thing. Do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen, because we just don't know how much of it we got. You know what I'm talking about? But a good brother like myself, you know what I'm talking about, man. I ain't prejudiced, no. Good brother like myself, you know what I'm talking about. I ain't got nothing against the sexually different, no. Good brother like myself, I ain't got nothing against the little people. No, me, man, I ain't got nothing against nobody, you know what I'm talking about. They was talking to you know what I'm talking about. I just love me some everybody, you know what I'm talking about. As a matter of fact, I'm on a quest, you know what I'm talking about. Bring that peace, you know what I'm talking about. That joy, you know what I'm talking about. That love, you know what I'm talking about. That love. Back to the YouTube community, man. You with me? Come on over here, man. Come fuck with your partner. Psst, psst, psst. Check it out, man. Come on with it. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, man. What's good with the people, man? How y'all doing on this Tarnished Time Thursday? You say Tarnished Time? What you talking about, bro? Oh, we gonna get into it. Yeah, we gonna get into it, man. Shout out to everybody who hates spades but don't mind playing the food stamp cards. Renege. I see you, man. I see you, man. What's good with the people, man? They say, bro, what you out here doing today? Oh, man, fucking with it like none other. I'm not motherfucking with it. I just had my light, man. You know what I'm talking about? Fucking with it like none other. What's good with the people, man? They say tarnished time. What you talking about, bro? Now, look, this one right here, man. Listen real carefully. You know what I'm talking about? Because the one thing you do not want to do on this motherfucking earth is tarnish your time, folks. Somebody gonna say, bro, all right. It's a bunch of ways to tarnish your time, bro. You get what I'm saying? It's a bunch of ways to tarnish your time, man. But that's one thing you might want to avoid in your time, man. And you talking to a nigga who done tarnished a whole bunch of time, man, being up in them state facilities and shit, you know what I'm talking about? Facilities, you know what I'm talking about? Y'all tarnished a lot of my time, bruh. And the cold part about it, I tarnished a lot of my time, bruh, when it was really good. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it was really good on the street. That's why I tell you, man, if you ain't really never had no money before, bruh, you won't know how easy it is to get caught up while you having money, bruh. Like, I was having money when I was a little bit, I ain't gonna say a little bit younger, but I was younger than I am now. You know what I'm talking about? So, it was shit going on. And at that time, you don't even really pay attention to the money you getting. You get what I'm saying? Even though you done came up with plans and all that shit. I'm talking about for me. I ain't talking about for everybody else. For me though, man, nigga having money, but a nigga still really ain't a motherfucker tripping on shit that shouldn't even been in my eyesight. You get what I'm saying? Shouldn't even been in my eyesight, folks. But you won't realize it until you fuck it off. You get what I'm saying? You won't realize it until you fuck it off. It's almost like when the money just fell out the air and everybody just went nuts. You might be sitting back right now just thinking of everything you could have did instead of what you did. You know what I'm talking about? Like, damn, I kind of fucked my chance off. I'm telling you, it's like that. Tarnish time. Because the one thing, man, you just don't want to do is tarnish your time, folks. Because that's the one thing you can't get back. Yo, hold on, let me see. I want to hit this weed. Baby, you want to hit this thing? Man, go on, get out of here. Come on. You got your bone. You ain't finna fuck with my nerves today walking around eating every motherfucking thing I want to stop eating. Man, that dog don't never want to stop eating, bruh. Ever. That motherfucker just eat. That motherfucker eat so much she'll throw up. It's like she don't understand. She don't. At first I thought that motherfucker had worms or something. She don't though. That motherfucker eat way too much. But yeah, man. Back to Tarnished time. Nephew says old man, old lady. Hey. Nephew says old man, old lady. Hey, what'd you say, bro? Old lady. Hey. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. You don't want to tarnish your time, man. Because that's the only thing you can't get back, bro. That's why your time is the most important thing you will ever have. Because that's the shit that you will never get back, bro. You're just going to be getting older and older, bro. So, like, as soon as you can, like, realize that's all you got, the sooner you realize that, bro, the better off you'll be. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we be rocking around this motherfucker like time forever. I know I was. You feel me? And by the grace of God, man, by the grace of God, folks, like, I'm still here. You get what I'm saying? Because we be playing with our time, bruh. And I know my niggas can attest to this. You know what I'm talking about? Because me and some of my niggas be chopping it up, bruh. Once you look back, bruh, and you realize how naive and silly your ass was, bruh, you can't do nothing but thank God that you still here, bruh. You can't. You know what I'm talking about? Because you knew what that nigga Joe Blow say? They say I got a gambling problem. I didn't gamble with my life was a couple of dollars. That's one of my favorite bars ever. I ain't bullshitting with you. On some real shit. If y'all ain't never heard that song, go look him up. It's called Joe Blow. I think it's called Keep It 1,000 or some shit. But your time, folks, you don't want to tarnish it. Cause like I said, it's hella way to tarnish your time. But the worst way that I've ever experienced is being in jail. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's the worst feeling ever, Brent. You just stuck. Jail, I'm telling you, jail in the hospital, them the closest thing to being dead on earth. On some real shit. Because ain't nobody fucking with you with that shit. Like, that shit takes too much out of other people's time. It do. Like, to come out, drive wherever you at, all that, that shit is draining on other people. You get what I'm saying? So you been a war motherfucker out with that shit, bro. I ain't playing with you. Nigga, I wore out everybody, bro. Everybody. And my motherfucking family about that shit. And when you go into jail, man, I'm glad I said that right there, man, on this Tarnished Time Thursday, bro. Because I be hearing a lot of niggas that just be high capping, bro. Just be speaking out of turn. You know what I mean? Like, niggas be saying shit like y'all be seeing them posting shit where it be like motherfuckers getting too old to go to jail or I read something the other day, man. That shit said going to jail is old and all that shit, bruh. Jail been old, bruh. It ain't like going to jail has ever been cool. It ain't like any nigga who ever did anything, bruh, signed up for going to jail. Y'all act like niggas sign up for that shit. Like, yeah, I want to go to jail. Jail has to result most of the time in the risk you done decided to take, folks. But niggas be killing me with that shit like nigga just want to go to jail. Like a nigga signed up to go to jail. You know what I'm talking about? Like we taking motherfuckers to jail this week, nigga. Do you want to be on this list? Man, you need something straight out of the comic book, man. Nephew, sis, old man, old lady. Hey, nephew, sis, old man, old lady. Hey, what you say, bro? Old lady. Hey, you know what I'm talking about? Something straight up out of the comic book, bro. Ain't nobody want to go to jail, nigga. Firepower. Yeah, man, ain't a nigga in America. Nigga or a bitch in America, nigga. Woke up and said, I think I'm gonna go to jail today. Y'all be sounding goofy as a motherfucker to me, man. Y'all do. That shit like waking up saying, I want to die today, bruh. Ain't nobody chose to go to jail, bruh. But niggas be so much of a nerd, bruh. Sometimes, like, you'll never understand it probably because you ain't never had to do it. Sometime in your life, nigga, that shit gonna require a risk. You know what I'm talking about? That's why I don't respect this computer, folks. I don't. Because that's not real shit to me, bruh. This motherfucker gave everybody an avenue to talk out the side of their neck for miles away, nigga. That ain't no real shit, bruh. It ain't. It ain't, bruh. Because I've been walking around too long, bruh. When you got to communicate face to face, bruh, motherfuckers just don't communicate like that. And it ain't about being tough or nothing, bruh. You know what I'm talking about? You not gonna do that, folks. You just not. You not, bruh. Because when it's a real harm of a physical threat, bruh, it's a harm, you gonna be walking on eggshells, bruh. Or you just gonna come a whole nother way, bruh. That's why I don't respect this computer. I don't. This shit gave suckers a voice. It did. Now you could just jump up, man. Anyway, man, don't tarnish your time. And nowadays, this is how you can tarnish your time on this motherfucking computer, bruh. Like you paying attention to everything on this computer. It's action packed. It's exciting, bruh. But you tarnishing your time on real life. Unless you doing something on this motherfucking, you yanking. You know what I'm talking about? This don't apply to nobody who, you know what I'm talking about? Really on their business with this shit, bruh. You know what I'm talking about? Whether you got them funny behaviors or not. Because you got a right to, you know what I'm talking about? But for a lot of people, we just pay attention to this shit. It's like this computer then took motherfucking, it then took the place of real life. Because everybody could be something in this motherfucker. You can't do that shit in real life. Do you actually think on some real shit? Do you actually think these motherfuckers talk like that in real life, bruh? They just go around. I'm sure everybody got certain people they can talk to, but do you think in the real world, the motherfuckers is walking around talking like that? They not, folks. They not. That's why it don't make no sense to talk like that in here. But anyway, bro, you could tarnish your time on this motherfucker in these days, bro. You could put yourself in your own jail. I swear you can. You could just get lost in this motherfucker, bro. And in real life, you just wasting your time. Because you having so much fun. It's like niggas when Nintendo first came out. And you would stay up in the house hours playing that motherfucker. You was trapped inside, nigga. It felt like you was in Mario Brothers trying to fight the dragon and shit. You feel me? It felt like you was in Legend of Zelda. It felt like, you know what I'm talking about? Contra and all that shit. You looking for codes and all that shit, you know what I'm talking about, to get the different levels and shit, trying to beat that motherfucker. Because that was the thing back then. But see, back then, you couldn't even use your folks' electricity like that. You know what I'm talking about? You might have got an hour, 30 minutes on that motherfucker at the most. You know what I'm talking about? Nephew says, old man, old lady. Hey, nephew says, old man, old lady. You know what I'm talking about? It was rules and shit. When about that Wi-Fi and all that shit, you gonna get that shit up off my TV, bro. My electricity bill sky high. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it wasn't no free for all. But don't tarnish your time, man. Don't tarnish time Thursday, because that's the greatest gift you'll ever have. That's why you should thank the Lord for like waking you up in the morning, because that's the best gift you ever get every day. And we look past that one so much. I told you, we wake up and just do the shit we do, bro. But we miss that blessing every day. See, I told y'all a lot of people, they nominate or socialize blessings with money or just material items. They so in the rush to get to that shit, they miss the first blessing of the day. It's just waking up. We quick to we quick to bypass that one. We looking at them chains, cars, rings, and fancy things. You know what I'm talking about? That's all we worried about. You ain't even thank the Lord. You talking about all that God shit. You ain't even thank the Lord for waking you up. You ain't. Don't tarnish your time, people. On a bunch of nothing, bro. Because one day, if God say the same, you will get old. And you'll realize how much time you tarnished. For real. You don't want to be like 80 years old, bruh, 79 years old, bruh. And you got to be like they old, they done posted, man. You don't want to be in front of Walmart checking receipts and shit, bruh. You don't. You don't want to be out there with that bill. You don't want to have to be hella old like that, dealing with the. You could just imagine how disrespectful they gonna be by then. You don't want to be hella old out there like that, bruh. When you hella old out there like that, bruh, it's time to kick on back. Enjoy your family, grandkids and shit, or whatever you done. You know what I'm talking about? But don't tarnish your time, folks. I'm telling you, I done tarnished too much of my shit. I got to live, but I didn't get to live, bruh. And I was fumbling that motherfucker right at the right on the 1 yard line. You know what I'm talking about? I was fumbling that motherfucker. Cause like a lot of them times, bro, I was up. But my mind wouldn't comprehend that I was up. You know what I'm talking about? Like I can't even explain it. I've always been smooth as they come. You get what I'm saying? But it was like I should have just toned it down a little bit. I fucked my own blessings off a bunch of times. I should have just toned it down a little bit with my understanding and thinking. You know what I'm talking about? You couldn't tell me shit. But I fucked myself off. And it took me to fuck myself off for me to understand it. That's why I say shit like I needed to go to jail at that time. Because at that time, it was like, it took all that shit for me to even get my understanding, folks. It did. It's like I said, when you're in jail, you got a lot of time to examine yourself. You do. But that still don't pay, that shit ain't got nothing to do with the time I lost. Look, I'm 40, and I can't even tell you, bro, I'm 47 actually. And I can't even tell you how many years I done spent in the nigga from juvenile hall to county jail, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? From 150th to North County, nigga, to Santa Rita, to I was fucked up too. If you was ever in North County, you used to hate getting sent to Santa Rita, nigga, cause in North County, nigga, especially if you had that side by Mexicali Rose, your bitch could come out there, nigga. You could kind of lightweight chop it up with your bitch. You bring a motherfucking notepad and a pen, nigga. You been set up in that motherfucker and made every alphabet, every alphabet. You done made a motherfucker 2 times just in case something happened to one of them. And you be up there spelling crazy as a motherfucker. But for real, all that shit, nigga, the Quentin, Chino, CMC, High Desert, nigga, what's that other shit they got? Southern Desert, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Ely. You know what I'm talking about? Brendan touched all that shit. It's just a waste of time. It is, bruh. Unless you moving in that motherfucker, you know what I'm talking about? Because you can still be, you know what I'm talking about? You can still do your thing. But even then, all you gaining is money. You know what I'm talking about? All you gaining is money. You'd have been busting the same move on the street. You know what I'm talking about? You could have been played your way until your, I feel like, and it ain't no regret or nothing. Because if you ever want to make it, you got to live with regret anyway, man. You do. You can't sit there and think about, man, if a nigga would have anything, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? You could just say that all day, nigga, what if anything? You feel what I'm saying? But if I would have went to school, man, fuck all that shit. I went to where I went to, nigga. I ain't finna think about a bunch of shit, nigga. What if I had wings and I could fly? You know what I'm talking about? I ain't finna think about none of that old imaginary shit. Fuck all that shit. It is what it is, nigga. I did what I did. You know what I'm talking about? So you got to plan. You just got to mold that into the best shit you can mold it into. It's just missing your time. I ain't gonna even say it make you old, bruh. It just make you behind. That's all it do. It don't really. It just it puts you behind the mark because you ain't got that much time out here in that motherfucker anyway. It just puts you behind the 8 ball. You know what I'm talking about? That's why I be telling the old people and shit, bro. Like that be my age and shit, man. Don't trip. You don't trip. You can't compare yourself. It's a whole different game. You came up the way you did. You know what I'm talking about? You still around this motherfucker after doing dub and all that shit in the pen. You know what I'm talking about? You still around this motherfucker. Hey, I see it. You know what I'm talking about? Fuck all that shit tripping. Move at your own pace. You gonna have to. You gonna have to. You gonna have to make your own pace to move at. On some real shit. But now they just got a bunch of gimmicks and shit, bro. And you think you having fun and it's cool and you getting whatever satisfaction you getting about that shit. But at the same time, in the real world, it's like I said, you'll almost be in jail. You'll put yourself behind in the real world. Especially like if you one of the motherfuckers that be on this motherfucker and that's all you got, then like once you get up off this motherfucker, whoever you come in contact with, you still talking about the imaginary beefs and all this shit. Like you gonna be behind, folks. You is. That's why you don't let this shit matter, bruh. You don't. You just do your thing, man. When it's your time, it's gonna be your time. You ain't gonna be able to ever rush your time, folks. You ain't gonna never be able to slick your way to your time. You not. It's just like y'all always saying, man, it's on God. You know what I'm talking about? So you just keep hustling and pushing as hard as you can, nigga, and let God take care of it. You gonna have to put in the work though. You know what I'm talking about? He ain't gonna do it for you. Nah, he ain't gonna do it for you. So just put in the work, bruh. You will run into your turn. If there's one left for you, you know what I'm talking about? There's a lot of people that already used up their turns. You feel me? But yeah, man, on some real shit. Tarnished time Thursday. Don't tarnish your shit. That's the most important thing you got. Are you talking to a nigga that lost hella years, bruh? And a lot of that shit could have just been prevented. You know what I'm talking about? It could have. That's why I say you'll put yourself in the who you is who you is. What you put out in the world, that's what you're gonna get back. You can't get around that, folks. You might not get zapped, but you're gonna pay your dues to the game, folks. And that's life. That ain't no turf shit, no gangbanging shit or nothing, nigga. That's just earth, bruh. What you put in the world is gonna come back. You're gonna have to pay your dues to the universe, folks. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out Lil Papa. You know what I'm talking about? Daddy's in the hood, Queens in the hood, LLC, man. Go, y'all go check him out. He on TikTok and he got a YouTube station. Y'all go check him out. Little Papa from Lacey. You know what I'm talking about? He was one of the motherfuckers around there, man. I just seen him put that Scary X up there with Mama X and them. Y'all wouldn't understand it, but he crushed them. Yeah, he crushed them with that one. You feel me? That nigga, like his brother made that song, nigga. Them nigga's brother, that nigga was That nigga is a Scario's brother. You know what I'm talking about? When it was summertime, hide in them Oakland streets. That's an album right there, man. They don't even talk about like critically acclaimed. You know what I'm talking about, bro? That's one of them ones. That Ascari message to the black man. Yeah, that's one of them ones. That man was before his time. He when you talking about the hardest motherfuckers ever from the town, bro. My opinion is Ascari and Sieg. Ascari and Sieg. But I can't even really make no list because all them niggas had that shit. But then was my when you just talking about the hardest, you got to put them two in there. Ascari and Sieg. You got to put all them niggas up in there 3 times. Rapping Ryan and Dilly. You know who don't never get his props either? That was hella hard. He was just like Rapping Ryan and Dilly. Because a lot of times I thought Aunt Dilly got with Rapping Ryan. Rapping Ryan just had that shit off the head. You know what I'm talking about? Like Baby Cuz do now. You know what I'm talking about? But Holy Quran. I think Holy Quran's from Brookfield. I do. I think it was from Brookfield. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Holy Quran was hard as a motherfucker. I still be knocking him in that dangerous dang tape they came. On the real. But yeah, the town just got hella classics, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Just like the Baby Cuz. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, man, on this motherfucker, I'm finna get up out of here. I hear this dog hitting walls and shit like a zombie, nigga. That motherfucker gets on my nerves sometimes. I'll be glad when that motherfucker get to the age where she just cool and lay down. You know what I'm talking about? That motherfucker's a J-cat. But yeah, man, hold on to your tongue. Keep that shit close to your vest, man. You feel what I'm saying? And try to do something with it. But don't tarnish your shit, bruh. Don't get caught up in nothing where hella time get by. Nigga, that shit'll fall for anything. Some motherfuckers you might think your friends, a bitch, your cousin, your uncle, your daddy. You know what I'm talking about? That shit could come from anywhere. And I'm not telling you to watch out for it. But I'm just saying don't waste your time with none of that shit. Don't waste your time with just no dead end shit. That's just tarnish your time. You know what I'm talking about? That's almost like I've seen motherfuckers do this a number of times too. Bitches and niggas. Like say a motherfucker just pop up with that good bankroll. You know what I'm talking about? I seen a motherfucker get so lazy and used to the next motherfucker bankroll, they stop doing shit they self. You get what I'm saying? Then it go all bad with the motherfucker with the bankroll and you kind of like stuck. You know what I'm talking about? Because, I don't know, you just seen that shit as a chance to be lazy. Instead of seeing like, that's really the chance for you to get your shit together. Why motherfucker just ain't tripping and funding shit, that's the time for you to get on your horse. You know what I'm talking about? Just in case something do go bad off in the future. On some real shit. But sometimes we really be lazy minded. You know what I'm talking about? And when we see that shit, we be thinking it's gonna last forever and ever. You know what I'm talking about? And that shit don't work like that all the time. Not all the time. Sometimes it work. You know what I'm talking about? But you just always gotta prepare yourself for the next thing, bruh. Cause I ain't just talking about jail or hospital and you know what I'm talking about. I ain't just talking about that shit tarnished time. You just don't want to waste your time, period. You don't have to go nowhere to be wasting your time. You know what I'm talking about? Just like that explanation I just gave you. In real life, I done seen hella motherfuckers get bitches and niggas get with a motherfucker with that bankroll, who you know what I'm talking about, and they just stop. Like the other person bankroll made them lazy. And they was just sitting around, you know what I'm talking about, sucking up all the lavish life, you know what I'm talking about, not having to do nothing, the motherfucker doing everything. And then fuck around, they don't be no good no more. And then you motherfucker be in panic mode. Because instead of them using like the time they had when they was with a motherfucker and seeing the motherfucker wasn't tripping and trying to get themselves together even to contribute, they just stayed right there like a dead weight, you know what I'm talking about? And when it was over with, they was in the same position before they met the motherfucker with that bankroll, you know what I'm talking about? They was. They didn't educate themselves on nothing, learn how to do nothing or nothing. They was just sitting there depending on that bankroll. You know what I'm talking about? And once that shit dried out, and it was over with, motherfucker just stuck. You know what I'm talking about? So on some real shit, you don't never want to waste your time and nothing, bruh. And even if you is wasting your time, you know what I'm talking about? Like, cause you could waste your time with a nigga or a bitch, and you just be sitting there for hella long. Like, even if you felt like your time was wasted or whatever, when the split is gone, you should be able just to go live your life. You know what I'm talking about? You should just be able to go live your life, even if you felt like you wasted your time. You know what I'm talking about? It shouldn't be when the split come for a nigga or a bitch. You be sitting there down there like you need the other person. That should never happen. And if the other person, like the other person, is your lifeline, that should just never happen. You got to be your own lifeline, bro. You feel me? And one of the last things before I get up out of here, like, and you might come across where you tarnish some of your time. You get what I'm saying? You might get to a point where you might tarnish a little of your time. Because sometimes, like I said in life, bro, you're going to have to take a risk. And I ain't talking about like risk your life or something, bro, but you're going to have to do something out the box. If you want to make it, you're going to have to find some kind of hack yourself, but you're going to have to take a risk. You know what I'm talking about? It's almost like, say you had a box of t-shirts or something, nigga, and you still going to work. But you make t-shirts, nigga, I don't know, you make hats, make earrings, necklaces, whatever. You might have to just bet on yourself, folks. If you don't want to work, you just might have to take a risk. That ain't nothing that danger is going to get you sent to jail or nothing. But you might have to say, fuck it, let me bet on myself one time. And take your money, invest it in that, and work it hard and see what come up out of it. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I mean by a risk. But for your ass to jump over that fence, bruh, somewhere in the line, you're going to have to take a risk. You know what I'm talking about? And you can even tarnish some of your time like that. It ain't really wasted because you was taking your chance. When you doing something, bro, don't never look at your time wasted. No, I don't never look at that. Don't be like, man, I spent all this time and this shit didn't go nowhere. Nah, bro, because you on the right track. Because you took a chance. And as long as you thinking like that, bro, nigga, somewhere that shit gonna hit, bro. You gotta bet on yourself in this motherfucker, bro. There ain't nobody else to bet on. I ain't betting on nobody. I ain't talking about sports. I'm talking about yourself, nigga. You got to put all your effort in, nigga, raise. You might even be bluffing. Nigga ain't no telling what happened. Nigga, you know what I'm talking about? They said it was a bankroll around this motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? You might bluff your way into a bankroll, bro. Ain't no telling, but you're going to have to sit at the table and play the game, man. You know what I'm talking about? But what do I know? Only you could prevent forest fires, man, with that one right there if you don't remember. Nothing else. You know what I'm talking about? Always remember. It don't cost nothing. You know what I'm talking about? Just show a little bit of that love. Bankroll!